News, politics, entertainment, and more. Welcome to The Informant. Independent talk, pursuing truth, informing everyone. Now, here is The Informant, Eric Thompson.
Hey, good evening. Welcome to The Informant. Thank you so much for joining me on a Wednesday late, a little after 10 o'clock out here in California, and I know it's a little after 1 out there in the East Coast. So thank you so much for meeting up with me again as we go through the news. We're kind of doing a recap each day, it seems like, what's going on, because there's so much division in the country that we constantly, I think, have to look at the left and say, what did they say this time? And did they say anything that actually made sense? Or is it flat out everything is an agenda? So I do want to thank you for joining me. We're going to go over a lot. If you do want to get a hold of me, you can always go to my website, www.the-informant.com. On there, you'll see the social media links and everything else. I'd prefer if you went over to my social media website, which is magabook.com, magabook.com. A lot of really excited people over there trying to express themselves, trying to say what's on their mind, not be shadow banned, not be blocked, not have to worry about, well, can I say something today and now I can't say it, in 2 days, or is Twitter or Facebook going to go backwards 3 or 4 years and find something that I said that was acceptable and is not acceptable. So I'm trying to get everybody off of the two major social media platforms. You may be listening to the show on Facebook or Twitter, but if you really think about it, they're selling your information without telling you. They're making billions of dollars, and you can't even be assured that your speech is going out. So magabook.com is where I am. If you just look up Informant Show over there, and we will get rolling. Tonight, we're going to go over several things. We're going to cover President Trump is giving D.C. whiplash. It's like, what are you talking about? Well, I'll tell you here in a minute. The Democrats, they are, since they control the House, they are asking for tax returns. Mueller and some of his little cronies, they're leaking. And I'll tell you what they're saying. And what I'm going to do is paint the picture as we go throughout the day, or out the show tonight, is that it's a constant battle that you're going to hear when you listen to my show and you listen to other shows and when you try to get your head around things. What we have going on in America is two countries. You have the traditional United States of America, the constitutional republic. A lot of us served in the military. There's always been the Berkeley people. There's always been the divide. There's always been well, you know what, I'm anti-war, and I didn't like the Vietnam people, and I'm a liberal, and I'm going to go to San Francisco or a couple other liberal cities, and I can do my homosexual stuff, and Hollywood and things like that. But think about it. Ronald Reagan, in 1984, in his re-election campaign, when everything was totaled, he won 49 of the 50 states, including California, New York, New Jersey, Illinois. Does that blow you away when you think about it? 1984. That was not that long ago. What's changed in America is that the Marxists have been producing college graduates for decades. And if you go back to paperclip, and it's when the government was bringing over German scientists to help them put together their arms race and the space race. And then a lot of them, even though they were criminals, they went to our colleges afterwards, and they were teaching Karl Marx. Marxism because they actually liked Hitler. But we brought him over here when Hitler lost the war. So you have decades of Marxists that have been pouring out of the colleges. You have a lot of hippies, the baby boomers that are now in their 50s, 60s, 70s, that are in high positions in government, that are trying to hold on, like the Pelosi's and younger. So the young people coming up, because they're getting their news from social media, they're kind of trying to figure out, well, as my son told me, we really don't care too much about the news. We really don't care about politics until maybe the elections. He's 26. Even my daughter is 25 or 24. He's 20. They're a year and a half apart. But the thing that what's happening is the Democrats keep marching on to try to convert the constitutional republic over to democratic socialism than Marxism. They've been pushing. They had to get God out of schools. They did that in the 60s. And then they were able to get abortion put in. And then get prayer taken out of schools. And then start attacking religion. And then teaching New Age and tearing down traditions and pushing for, you can see it just evolving. Then it's like, well, you're a boy, but maybe you're not a boy, maybe you're a girl. It's like, well, okay, one person believes that. And then they start teaching classes at the universities. But here we are, two Americas that are fighting simultaneously. The Democrats, I believe, have been winning, and President Trump obviously was dropped in the middle of their march toward globalism, and we've had a battle for going on almost 3 years. So the hard part for me, and I don't know about you, is I'm the kind of person that likes to fight, and I like to know how the fight might go, and then I fight as hard as I can, hoping to win. But when you look around, you have rhinos, and you have people that are pseudo-Christians, and you have people that, yeah, I'm a Christian, but I'm okay with late-term abortion. I'm okay with homosexual marriage. I'm okay, because Jesus loved everybody. So you have this morphing of moral relativism with Christianity, which is affecting the youth. You have high divorce rates. So the underpinnings of America, of the traditions, of the veterans, and of Christianity are all kind of in flux. And that's where the mystery comes in. What does it look like in 2020? If it's Bernie, are the students going to turn out this time? Is it Biden? Is he going to overcome? He did his video today saying, hey, guys, I'm from a different generation where we were huggy. Is he going to be the one? But the left is constantly attacking, and the right is always on defense, except for President Trump. And that's why when you look around, it feels like we're going to lose. So President Trump, though, because he's used to running a corporation, he makes a lot of plans. He sets a lot of things in motion, and then he modifies his plans depending upon the market conditions. So in D.C., they're not used to someone who, let's go get rid of Obamacare. Let's come up with another solution, start the ball rolling. Well, I'm getting a lot of resistance, and I only have so much time in a day, so we're going to not do medical after all. We're going to do it after 2020. And it's like, put the brakes on. So there's an article here from MSNBC, which I don't normally use, but it was on Drudge. An analysis: Trump leaves Washington reeling with policy whiplash as he struggles with domestic agenda. What was President Trump's agenda when he was running for president? Build the wall. fix the VA, get rid of Obamacare, fix the trade deals, move the embassy in Israel from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. So, since he's been in office, he's been dealing with the fake Russia collusion story, which we're going to get to Mueller's hacks or leaking. He's been dealing with when the Republicans had the House and the Senate. John McCain and the rhinos were stalling him. So it's been a bumpy legislative process that President Trump's had to try to go through because with Speaker Ryan and everything, he just hasn't had the support. And now he doesn't have the House. So now he really has an uphill battle. But this article says President Trump has left his advisors and GOP lawmakers reeling from policy whiplash in recent days. Now remember, this is MSNBC. MSN. This is Microsoft's news. So it might be a little more balanced. So President Trump's advisors, and they're feeling political whiplash, cycling through new ideas on health care and immigration that underscore President Trump's continuing struggle to pursue a coherent domestic agenda in a divided Washington. There's some propaganda for you right there. If you went to college and you took critical thinking, there are your phrases that they jump out at you when you look at things critically. How is it that President Trump is struggling to pursue a coherent domestic agenda? No, President Trump, when he puts his agenda out, then he has to pull stuff back and put something else in place because of the divided Washington. There's nothing. The D.C. tries to paint President Trump as incoherent, that he's not all there. But that's not true. So President Trump surprised Republicans last week with a new pledge to replace the Affordable Care Act, only to backtrack Tuesday after being confronted with the realities of another all-consuming fight over President Barack Hussein Obama's signature health care law on Capitol Hill. This article is obviously a leftist piece, but let's see what we can pull out of it that's somewhat decent. And before we do that, this is our station break that's up. You're listening to The Informant. My name's Eric Thompson here on Spreaker. And I'm on magabook.com and on my website, the-informant.com. Here Monday through Friday to try to get you more information so you're up to speed. Okay. So you listen to The Informant. So thank you again. Okay, President Trump sent aides and a large part of the federal bureaucracy. He sent them scrambling. Also, to respond to his expansive vow to close the entire U.S.-Mexico border this week unless, quote, all illegal immigration is halted from Mexico. And we spoke about that last night. Are alarmed lawmakers, including McConnell, Majority Leader McConnell, where are we? It would be devastating to shut down the border. It'd be a huge financial loss. So alarmed lawmakers and business leaders warned that any such move would be catastrophic for the U.S. economy, and administration officials signaled Tuesday that they were seeking more limited options to address the surge. So President Trump is throwing out his hammer, and then he tries to hopefully stop the massive amount of flow coming in from Mexico by giving the ultimatum, and then his team's like, well, maybe we won't shut down the whole border, but just major ports of entry, so there'll be some business still flowing through. It says even efforts on which the White House has worked closely with congressional GOP leaders have seen setbacks, such as a massive disaster funding bill that stalled Monday amid partisan sniping over aid to Puerto Rico. That's another thing. This is what I was telling you when I started the show. The left, their purpose is to derail President Trump anywhere they can. They believe, for example, that they can get a lot of votes out of Puerto Rico. A lot of Puerto Ricans actually